March is here. The flowers are going to start blooming. Let's stay inside and watch TV. Let's talk about which shows we're most excited about, and movies perhaps. We don't know what Jones has in store for us. Jones, hit us with the first March show. Let's see if we want to see it.
We're going to start with a show that already came out yesterday, March 1st, DTF St. Louis. This is starring Jason Bateman, David Harbour, and Linda Cardellini.
Cardinelli? Was it maybe Cardinelli?
It's fine. Don't worry. Your job is just to know the names. It's write it out ahead of time. You can copy and paste it, but don't do that.
I'm looking at the spelling here.
At least it's not as if it's the second take and we already did this. It's not like he had an opportunity before.
It might be Cardellini.
It is Cardellini.
Okay, that sounds like Cardellini. Whatever.
It sounds like Cardellini.
Come on.
Well, your job is to know that. We shouldn't let us shake you off it, Ben. Just because we say something, you have to be strong.
That was a test. You failed. Anyway. What's the synopsis of the show?
It is a darkly comedic tale of three middle-aged individuals entangled in a love triangle, leading to one's untimely demise.
Okay, well, I have not seen the show. Jonathan, you've seen the show?
I saw the first episode, yes. I enjoyed it. It wasn't amazing, but it was intriguing. It was funny. It was well made. It was just really well done. Like one of those shows. You feel it, it feels the HBO of it all a little bit. And not super surprising, it's by Stephen Conrad, the guy who did Patriot on Amazon about 9-10 years ago. And some other pretty interesting stuff. All of his stuff pretty much critically acclaimed. I love Patriot. I think both seasons are excellent and really are must-watch. Funny, weird spy show. This has a little bit of that vibe, but is its own thing very clearly. And the charisma of Bateman and David Harbour really get to show themselves off here, at least in the first episode. It was a quality episode. I'm excited to keep watching it.
Yeah, I mean, with your endorsement and those actors, I'm likely to watch it. It doesn't excite me to the extreme, and it doesn't sound like you thought it was an incredible show, but just like you're going to watch the second episode. So yeah, I'll give it a watch. If I'm going to give it a ranking of how likely I am to watch, it's probably like 7.5 or 8 out of 10. Something like that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, HBO comes back March 8th with another comedy called Rooster. This one is starring Steve Carell and by the creators of Ted Lasso and Shrinking. And this is a comedy revolving around an author's intricate bond with his daughter set against the backdrop of a college campus.
I mean, it's very interesting to me. Steve Carell, Shrinking, Ted Lasso. Comedies don't typically excite me, and I think probably Jonathan either, as much as like a really prestigious dramatic type of thing. But there's not been many good comedies on TV or in movies, honestly, over the past decade. But two of them that did hit pretty well, in my opinion, are Ted Lasso and Shrinking. And Steve Carell has obviously hit lots of times in comedies, so I'm in. I'm going to watch that. That's the top of my list out of these two, even though I'm also going to probably watch DTF St. Louis. This is ahead. This is out of likelihood of watching it, it's a 10. And 9.5 if it gets like the worst. If it gets the worst reviews ever, I won't watch it. So 9.5. But I'll likely watch it.
I'm not going to talk about it until Grant says, "Here comes the rooster," the way I need him to say it.
Here comes the rooster!
All right.
You might have to make that quieter for the audience, Chris.
No, don't do anything. Yeah. Don't touch it. Yeah, I'm excited too for all the reasons Grant said. This is my number one show so far. I put this ahead of DTF just because of those pedigrees and Steve Carell and the comedy. How do you not check it out? Even though he's, not everything's a hit with him, but we just have too much history with that guy. We spend so much time with him. Yep, I'm there.
You're in a parasocial relationship with Steve Carell? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, maybe I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he have to know that we're in a parasocial relationship?
No, that's the whole thing. It's when you're in a parasocial relationship with somebody, it's like because you've seen their work or listened to their podcast or something. Somebody's in a parasocial relationship with you. Somebody is.
I think it means that it's when someone's dead and then they're like haunting you, right? Is that that's the parasocial?
Yeah, you're pretty close.
Relationship?
It's pretty close. Yeah, it's poltergeist.
Yeah. I think it's that paranormal.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Okay.
You nailed it.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to haunt.
Ghosts? You're not afraid of ghosts?
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Okay.
All right. On March 11th, Prime is bringing a show to us called Scarpetta. This sounds like a kind of tried and true sort of story, but has some pretty interesting cast members and creators. It is a brilliant forensic pathologist, uses forensic technology to solve crimes, starring Nicole Kidman, Jamie Lee Curtis, Bobby Cannavale, and the creator is one from Barry, The Leftovers, and Lost.
Oh, it's Carlton Cuse or the other guy, Lindelof. Damon Lindelof.
Elizabeth Sarnoff.
She's an actress, isn't she? No, she's not. Okay, Elizabeth. She was one of the producers on Lost, I guess. She wasn't one of the main ones.
I have never seen The Leftovers,
ones.
but I know a lot of people really love that show. I don't know.
A lot of people think especially the last two seasons are some of the best TV, like, period. I have not. I've watched like the first 3 episodes of season 1, and it was tough going. It was slow going, and I've heard you got to make it through season 1. I still got to watch Peaky Blinders, so it's hard. It's hard to get there.
Peaky Blinders is in the way of my entire life. I was going to go to the dentist, but I got to watch Peaky Blinders. You know how that works.
So this is Scarpetta. Yeah, I will say, you're just tried and true, man. It is so tough to keep, like, the log lines on these shows are just like, God, I've seen this a million times. So it all comes down to execution, right?
Yeah.
In the end, if it's well done, I care. If it's not well done, I don't. The premise is not going to do it. The premise alone for any of these shows is not enough. Maybe we'll get to one where the premise is enough, but it doesn't feel like we're anywhere close. These are all just like seen it a million times. Nicole Kidman being on a streaming show, I mean, I feel like I've seen that a million times now too. That's how she makes her money, and God bless her. She's good. She's good, and if this is well reviewed, I'm certainly going to check it out. It's 3 of 3 for me so far.
Me
but,
too. It's like a 5 out of 10 likelihood of me seeing it based on critical reviews.
Yeah. This has to be like an 84 or better on Metacritic for me to watch an episode, I think.
Where are you at, Jones, with these 3 shows?
Yeah, I agree. Like, this is going to have to get... I mean, and I'm going to get made fun of for pronouncing his name, Bobby Cannavale, or Cannaval, or however
it's Cannavale.
Cannavale can kind of do no wrong, in my opinion. Like, he's just, like, so good in every role he plays. So that's a draw to me, but I'm still going to need to hear some good things about this.
Yeah.
Okay, our first movie of March, we kind of get out of the doldrums of kind of bad movies, and I think we're starting to get a couple of bigger releases. This is The Gates, coming out March 13th. This is 3 friends' road trip turns terrifying when they witness a murder in a gated community. Trapped inside, hunted by the residents who blame them, their bond fractures as a charismatic yet sinister patriarch closes in. Looks like there's a lot of sort of racial undertones to this movie too.
And who is it? Known actors or is this unknown?
It's written and directed by John Burr, starring Mason Gooding, Algie Smith, and Keith Powers.
Those are just words to me. But,
those are unknowns in every way, shape, or form.
The premise is like marginally interesting to me, but it doesn't really drag me in. This is probably 3rd of 4 for me at this point, beyond the other shows.
This is the best premise of the ones we've heard, I would say, but there's nothing else about it. It'd be nice if it's okay if we haven't heard of any of the actors for sure, but if the director had done something that I had heard of, or maybe if Chris had done a little research and could tell us what else the director had done, that would have been great, so we could know why we should care. There's so much content out there, we need a reason to care, and it's either going to be that it's flashy, it looks beautiful, the premise is so compelling, like Squid Game back in the day, that you just get pulled in, you kind of feel like you got to watch it, or often it's the people who are making it, which will do it. Of course, reviews will do that too. Chris, I've given you as much time as I possibly can buy you to find out if this guy's ever done anything.
I mean,
has he done?
He's not done a lot. He's kind of done The Legend of the Muse, Boots. He was the director of Boots.
Oh, that was on HBO. People like that. That was the
Sanctuary.
Sorry, that was on Netflix. Not the movie Sanctuary with Margaret Qualley.
This is a short called Sanctuary. So no, he doesn't have like a huge long list of things that I think we've come to know.
Why did you pick this?
I have been hearing a little bit of buzz about this movie. This is one of those that might show up and be a surprise hit kind of thing.
So
cool.
That interests me. It's a no-name director, no-name actors, and you've heard buzz to the level that you brought it up on this podcast. I mean, there's often smoke where there's fire and stuff like this. So I think it's still 3rd of 4, but I'm a little bit more excited about it than I was initially. I think I'll give it a 6 out of 10 as likelihood of watching.
Mm-hmm. By the way, just so you know, the smoke comes first. It's there's fire where there's smoke. It's not really that there's smoke where there's fire.
It's not
anywho,
that's not what that
it's not. It's like you find the fire. You're like, there must be smoke because I see this fire. The
saying is not about the chronology of that situation. The saying is
the saying is that if you see smoke, there might be fire.
Yes.
Right? There's fire. Right? But you're saying where there's fire, there's smoke. I'm saying that's irrelevant, buddy. Of course there's smoke when there's. Of course there is. I can't help you. I can't always dig you out of these. I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
Chris knows I'm right.
No, he doesn't.
Weigh in.
No,
Chris, weigh in.
No chance that Chris thinks you're right about this.
Let's find out.
I think Jonathan might be right.
It feels.
You think the saying "where there's smoke, there's fire" is an incorrect saying?
No, that's the correct saying.
Yeah,
you said it the wrong. You said it the wrong way.
No, I didn't. You heard it the wrong way.
When you go back and watch this, you'll understand that you did.
If I did, I'm going crazy, and I blame the fact that I have 2 children, and that's their fault.
That's fine.
But
that's fine.
I thought for sure I said where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, you did. That's okay.
Interesting.
That's okay. Good. All right, so we can all be on the same page again. That would be that would be sort of the chronology of it from the point of view of the saying, right? Like, oh, we see smoke, and that means there's something more important.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a signal. Great. Right. We're all on the same page. I knew we could get there. Yeah, I'm interested in the Gates for the same reason that Grant was, by the way. That you've heard buzz about it. Like that's a common thing, actually. Like the sort of indie film that comes out of nowhere, and there's a lot of heat around it, and it ends up being a big deal. I can think of so many examples of this. Memento, which was Christopher Nolan's sort of first, not his first feature film, but his second, but his first sort of like one that had any buzz about it at all, and that really launched him, and Guy Pearce as well. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's going to have to continue for me to be interested, though. Like, I'm going to have to hear, like, people, like, when it comes out being like, no, you really got to go see this. It's like, okay, March 18th on Apple is a show called Imperfect Women. This follows an investigation that dives deep into the murder of a wealthy woman and all the dark secrets uncovered about her life. It's starring Kerry Washington, Elizabeth Moss, Kate Mara, and the creator is Annie Weissman, who is behind shows like Eastwick, Desperate Housewives, About a Boy, and Based on a True Story.
This was going to be a tough one for me.
That tracks.
In.
Yeah.
I mean, where's the men, right? No, I'm kidding. But it's just like it sounds pretty like something we've seen before-ish, and I think a lot of those actresses mentioned are good, but it's not calling to me, really. I think this is near the bottom of the list for me at this moment. How about
it's
you,
giving
Jonathan?
Big Little Lies in a pretty intense way, right? It's basically exactly Big Little Lies, based on the log line anyway. I mean, who knows? But which was good, and I enjoyed Big Little Lies. And, as always, execution is paramount to all of this. But, boy, we are not the audience for this, I would say, until they show a great trailer for it, a great commercial for it, and it's suddenly like, oh, I want to see that. But yeah, Bad Sisters is not exactly the same, but has sort of a similar vibe of mostly female cast. Somebody's dead. Well, we got to put together how it all happened. These shows happen. Man, they just keep making the same shows. I guess it's hard to come up with new ideas. You know, there's been a lot of ideas already that's been out there. So how do you come up with a new one? How do you come up with the Starfleet Academy, huh? It's so hard to do.
Yeah.
Well, this one might be a new one.
All right.
We've got March 20th, a movie coming out called Project Hail Mary. This is starring Ryan Gosling from director Phil Lord. and it's based on an Andy Weir book, who also is involved in the writing of this. I don't know if either of you've read it, but
I have read the book.
I think it's a fantastic book.
I've read the book.
We've both read the book.
Yeah.
We've both read it.
I thought it was a good book. I think it was maybe not quite as good as The Martian, but close. I thought it was a good book. What do you think, Jonathan?
I thought it was a great book.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
This does tell me that they're really starting to release the movies that they think are going to be moneymakers, because this is like hard to miss on for the studio, with Gosling attached to this, with the pedigree of the author and The Martian having been a big hit as well. This is just my feel of the situation is a little concerned. Now, this is at the top of the list for me as far as how likely I am to watch it. I'm going to watch this movie unless it gets like, a 32% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 48 on Metacritic or something like that. I'm going to watch this movie because I really enjoyed The Martian. It's a very good movie, in my opinion. I really like Andy Weir and his writing. I really liked the book. Something about the preview, which I've seen many times just on silent when I'm at a poker room playing poker, and something about the preview makes me worried about the movie. I don't know what it is, but the vibes I'm getting from the preview are it's just not going to massage the muscles deep enough or something. It's just going to be surface level. Something about it. I don't exactly know what it is. It's just a vibe and a feeling from the preview that it's just like, they're just not going to hit on this one. I just feel that. And I don't want it to be true because I really want to like this movie. But I have a bad feeling about it. I'm scared. It's still a definite watch, but I'm scared, guys. I'm a little scared.
The thing about the previews, the trailers for it anyway, is it doesn't have the reluctance that the main character has in the book. Now, perhaps that character does have it in the movie because we're just seeing the trailer.
Yeah.
But they're selling it anyway as more of a he's a hero type vibe.
Yeah.
Which is really not the vibe of the book, and it actually goes deeper and stronger the further you go in the book. You see him as less and less of a hero, even as he's doing heroic things. It's pretty awesome that way. So I'm concerned about that they sort of whitewash it to sort of have like this cleaner, happier path to like happy ending. That when I don't think they need to do that. I think the movies would be served not doing that. It doesn't mean they are doing that, but I'm a little concerned about that. They also did in the trailer give away sort of the big twist midway through the book, which I am really surprised they did.
Me too, because I didn't see that coming in the book. I thought it was
no way.
I thought it was really cool in the book.
Yeah,
really enjoyable. So
I mean, they're trying to sell tickets, right? Yeah. So this is why they don't know what to do. And this, I to this day feel like, so the movie The Flash came out, in 2022 or something? I don't even know when it came out anymore, 2020, whenever it was. And that was with Michael Keaton's Batman, and they had a Supergirl character as well. And they put it all the posters, all the commercials, you could see those characters. So these were not surprises. But both characters in the movie, if you're just watching the movie with no context for it, they would be tremendous surprises. One of them, they're going to find Bruce Wayne. You think 100% it's going to be at Ben Affleck. It's frickin' Michael Keaton. It would blow you out of the water if you didn't know it was coming. And then later on, they go to save Superman, and it turns out it's not Superman. It's Supergirl. It's someone we've never seen. These are two incredible surprises that they ruin. And so I was not that excited about the movie, and I wish they hadn't stolen that from me and from the audience, because I think it would have made those movies much better. You could say Batman's in it, but as soon as they say Michael Keaton, I'm not surprised when he shows up, instead of being like knocked out. Like Stephen King saw that movie months before it came out, before there was any advertising. He said it was one of the best superhero movies he'd ever seen. And I can understand why he would say that, because he got to experience it as a virgin, like with virgin eyes and ears.
Yeah.
Also, because he's never had sex, like he's been very clear about that his whole life. So that I feel like they've done that a little bit here, where like the audience who hasn't read the book knows this thing is coming. This really important plot piece is coming that changes the way you're going to watch the whole movie, I think.
And this could just be a studio decision about thinking they get more butts than seats this way. But it also does concern me that they think there's not enough meat on the bone for them to leave that unrevealed. They if they really thought that they had a great movie and that it would kind of build on its own, maybe they wouldn't feel the need to do that. I'm not sure. But something about it concerns me. I don't know. I
wonder if the decision is almost because of audience expectation, that they're afraid. First of all, really it's to sell tickets, but also you go there thinking you're getting like a hard science fiction movie to some degree, and instead you get like midway through, it's very clearly not a hard science fiction movie after that, right? Like, I mean, I think we could talk about this. It's in the trailer, right? You see an alien. Like, there's an alien who's involved in this. And in fact, in the trailer, he's communicating with the alien. He has a relationship with the alien. They show all that. Maybe it's because they don't want people to go in and then be really upset with the movie because they think they're getting The Martian, which is a hard science fiction movie, and instead they're getting this, like, more playful, goofier relationship thing while still doing a lot of Martian stuff, too. You know, so maybe that was part of it. I think mostly it's just they think they're going to sell more tickets if people know there's an alien, which they're probably right. Anyway, I think this movie's going to do well. I think it's going to be good.
I hope you're right.
I believe in this movie, even with all the things I've said. I think Ryan Gosling is a good person to be in this role. I can see him pulling this off, and I have high expectations. I guess it is number one for me as well.
Yeah, it's number one for me, but I think its success and failure is going to be 100% dependent on that the Rocky character, the alien character.
Yeah,
like that character in the book is so wonderful because it's so both horrifying and endearing, and that's hard to pull off visually. It's much easier to tell.
Yeah, you can imagine it your own way for the book.
Right.
Yeah.
So that, I think if they mess that up, the whole movie's messed up. So we'll see. All right, that same day on Prime is the second season of Jury Duty. This is Anthony, a temp at a hot sauce company, attends a corporate retreat. As the founder prepares to step down, the getaway transforms into a clash between corporate ambitions and small business values.
Okay, but that's not what Jury Duty is about.
No, unbeknownst to Anthony, it's all staged.
Okay, there we go. That's what Jury Duty is
right.
about.
So they're reusing the name from the first one because it's known, but it's not actually Jury Duty this time, I guess. But so for those who don't know, Jury Duty is a good watch. You should watch it. It's fun. It's like there's a guy who is summoned to jury duty, but the entire case and everything and all the other jurors are Confederates with the producers, and it's all staged. And it's just him interacting with people who are all being cued what to do, and he's the only independent person. It's honestly like a little bit fucked up. Like, what if he does something that he regrets? You know, whatever. But they're doing that concept again with it being a corporate retreat with, I assume, some crazy stuff's going to go down. And they couldn't really do it as Jury Duty again. I guess they could. It wasn't like that popular of a show. Maybe they could get away with it as many times as they wanted to. But a new concept is cool. I'm definitely interested. This is probably number 2 for me because I enjoyed the first season.
I thought the first season was awesome. Like, I was really surprised at how good it was. I thought it was very funny, creative. The characters were memorable and well done. Like, the actors did a great job. The guy who they built it around was such a sweetheart. James Marsden is in it as James Marsden. Yeah. And it's a great idea to do that. It works incredibly well. They play him playing the star Hollywood character
that was fun.
Really well. It's pretty magnificent. So I think this is very exciting. I think this is actually my number 1. Like, wow. I think I'm even putting this ahead of Project Hail Mary because I think there's ways that Project Hail Mary could really let me down. I'd be shocked if Jury Duty Season 2 lets me down. Like, these guys know what they're doing. That was such a good first season. I'm 100% checking this out. Like, how do I not watch this show?
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, the guy from the first one was like, he was just like a good person, right? And he showed through in all of these different ways that he was a good person without knowing that he was on camera. So they found a guy like that. Like, I wonder if they found another guy like that, or if it's always going to be like that, or what if this guy's kind of shitty? You know, like, that would be interesting.
They did not know what they were getting when they cast this guy. They didn't really think he was going to be this, like, good-hearted.
Yeah.
And so they were really surprised at all. They kept giving him opportunities to, like, screw people over a little bit, not too badly, but like a little bit. He just kept not taking them, and they were like, "Oh, we have to change the plot right now," you know. And they were constantly doing this on the fly. He has actually remained friends with many of the actors, including James Marsden. Huh. They are all in touch. They text each other and stuff like that all the time. I've seen interviews with him talking about this. So he's just like this super sweetheart guy, and I'm assuming the new guy isn't as sweetheart because how can you find a guy like that again anyway? Yeah. But I think it's such an exciting thing to do this because it's so hard. It's really ambitious, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what happens if you shoot this and 2/3 of the way through the guy figures out
Right.
that, this isn't real? Or, by the way, some of the people, even in the first jury duty, were actors that I recognized from TV shows.
Yeah.
They weren't like well known, but they're like in shows. I'm like, that guy is in Superstore regularly. That guy is in Parks and Rec sometimes. So, like, they have a lot of things they have to move around. In fact, one of the main actors from season 1, who was in Parks and Rec, early on when they're interviewing the main guy, he says he's a big fan of Parks and Rec, and they immediately changed the guy's role. We're like, okay, he was going to be a big part of the whole show. They had to like de-emphasize him a lot because they were afraid the guy was going to figure it out.
Yeah.
So they just made him barely talk instead. So anyway, it's a really exciting show, really fun. A real gem. If you haven't seen it, my God, go watch season 1 of Jury Duty on Amazon Prime.
Have you seen it, Chris?
I have not.
All right. Well, there you go.
It's really fun.
Watch that and
it's
then catch up
really
and watch
fun.
season 2.
It's nice for you that you haven't, because it's just one of those. It's an easy watch and you'll enjoy it. So it's like anytime you need something to just flip on, there you go. Give it a shot.
Well, I feel like we've been talking about Prime a lot. Prime seems to have a lot coming out in March, but here's another show.
It's a
coming out
Bezos blast.
March 25th is a show called Bait, and I think this is somebody I know that both of you really enjoy. Created and starring Riz Ahmed.
Oh yeah.
And this, I think, has a really interesting concept. This is a struggling actor. I think I can give this away because it's in the preview. He's on the cusp of landing the role of James Bond. And it throws him into a full existential crisis, and there's a whole set of things that sort of emerge out of this.
And it's Riz Ahmed. Okay.
Yeah. Written, created, and starring.
I think this slots in around 4th on my list. I think after the Rooster. I'm kind of excited about this idea. I think conceptually it's interesting, and I think Riz Ahmed is incredibly underrated and a very good actor. So that's cool. So yeah, I'm interested. I'm probably gonna give it a shot.
I don't think I'm going to watch this. I really like Riz Ahmed as an actor, but he's writing it. I don't know anything about Riz Ahmed as a writer. He's producing. I don't know about any of that other stuff. And the premise itself does not call to me at all. Like, I don't care. Now, maybe it will be wonderful, and then I can go right along with the premise because it's never really about the premise anyway. But boy, that just like I don't care about James Bond stuff anyway. And just something about this.
It doesn't matter that it's James Bond. It matters that he's on the cusp of landing this legendary role.
Well, I hope that's true. It may be a little self-serving because, of course, Amazon owns James Bond, and they're trying to get interest in James Bond, especially as they're going to have a new James Bond, and they're figuring all that out. I don't know. It feels like they're going for corporate synergy as much as anything else, which makes me also less interested in it. But sometimes the guy who's a great actor is just an incredible auteur. And Chris, that is how you pronounce it. Auteur. And so, like, I hope this is a great show. I hope he's a great writer. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck wrote Good Will Hunting and a bunch of stuff since, right? And they know what they're doing. It's possible. But I'm concerned. I'm really concerned that, they just like, we need a James Bond thing to fill the time while we figure out the next James Bond movie, which is going to take a few years. And let's just throw some money at someone and have them make it, and that doesn't call to me.
Yeah, I am not.
So this is pretty far down my list.
I'm not concerned because I don't care. So I'm concerned about Project Hail Mary because I want it to be good because I have like a history with a lot of the elements of it. This, something about it just calls to me as like, it's got the right soup ingredients that it could shine. It just feels right to me. Mm-hmm. I got a good feeling about it. So I'm gonna.
That's fair.
I'm excited about it.
If you told me that like a big name or impressive director or a director who had really great credits was behind this, I would be very interested. Stephen Conrad, the guy who's doing DTF St. Louis, for example, if he was doing the show, I'd be super interested. So it's, I'm willing to go with it, but I just feel like, I care about who the writers and directors are of these things, and Riz Ahmed being those does not necessarily impress me yet, just because he's a good actor, which he clearly is.
We shall see.
We shall.
Yep. I think it's one that's one I'm honestly the most intrigued by. I don't know if I'm I think I'm going to watch one episode of this just because I don't know how this is going to land. But I could see that being really interesting, and he's so good. He's
Same page,
so good.
Jones. Same page.
Yeah.
He also like never really does bad things. Like he's one of the few actors who doesn't show up in crap. Even when he shows up in movies that aren't hits or aren't a big deal, they're actually good movies still.
Yeah.
Like he was in a movie called Relay recently, which, I don't even know if it was in theaters. I may have gone straight to video on demand. If it was in theaters, it was not for very long. And it's not an amazing movie, but it's interesting. It's got a cool premise. He's good in it. It's pretty well executed. It's him and Lily James. But definitely worth checking out. And I never see him in anything that's absolutely terrible, which is nice.
All right, last thing of the month is March 27th. Apple is returning with For All Mankind Season 5. So this is an alternate universe show that started 5 seasons ago, where it's basically about the space race, but the Soviets beat the U.S. to the moon, and that sets off a whole cascade of sort of different events, different historical events. So are you interested in Season 5 of For All Mankind?
Well, I've watched all of the first 4 seasons, so I'll probably watch this. Now, it's been a long time since the 4th season wrapped up. So if you have it in front of you, remind me, Chris, what year are we in now? Because they typically accelerate like 1 decade per season.
Yeah, we're definitely in the future by now.
Yeah, it's the future. I don't know the year. I'll look that up. You keep talking.
Okay. Jonathan, your thoughts?
This is number 1 for sure for me. I think this is one of the best TV series of all time. I think this is like a top 20 TV series for sure. I think it always gets me, always pulls me in. If you remember last time, it was with Mars, I think, and they had like the Mars colony and all this. It was really interesting and good, and always tells us different stories. It doesn't feel rote or like we've seen all these beats before. I care about the characters. Ronald Moore is behind this. This is the guy who did Battlestar Galactica reboot back in the day, which also was quite good for at least a long time. This is better. And I don't know, ever since episode 3 of For All Mankind Season 1, I've been completely hooked in, and I'm very excited that we're back for more and can't wait for it. Easy number 1.
It's not an easy. It's probably 3 for me. I like the show, but I'm not enamored with the show. I think it's pretty good. I think it's really well done. So this is not like a huge hit on the show, but the most recent season, I forgot her name in the show because it's been a while. But the woman who's the wife of the main astronaut from season 1, and they both are a through line throughout the whole show. Do you know her name in the show?
Doesn't she die at the end of the season? At the end of season 3? Yeah, she gets blown up. She gets blown up and dies. At the end of season 3.
That's season 3. Okay, even then,
yeah,
she was supposed to be 72 years old, and there's no chance. Like they did a terrible job with that. Did the actress have a writer in her contract that was like, I have to look good no matter what? Because like she at most was 45. Like it was just trying to suspend my disbelief on that actually took me out of it. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I don't know if she looked 72, but she definitely looked older than 45.
No, she did not. No.
There are many 55-year-old women who look exactly like the way
maybe
she
could have been 55
for sure.
if she had been
even 60.
If she had been like
60.
bathing in skin cream for her entire life. It was not close.
You also have to remember they're in the future. So they
not
have
season 3.
new
In
technology.
season 3 they weren't in the future.
Oh, they probably weren't. They probably were right around now, actually.
Maybe even
I don't
earlier.
Really know. Yeah, maybe earlier.
No,
yeah,
I mean if you see it, take a look at a still frame of her from that, and tell me she's 72. Be like, that is 72 for sure. That's a 72-year-old fucking woman right there.
They do a good job with her husband, who is in all 4 seasons, as he gets older and older. And by season 4, he is like a decrepit old man for real. Yeah. And I'm like, can we please kill this guy off? We don't need this guy anymore. Like, I'm done with this guy. But he will not leave. I think he's the through line of the whole show, I guess. But I do love that show.
Yeah, it's number 3 for me. So, yeah, there's a decent amount of stuff in March that I will likely see. So that's good.
So for me, my top ones are clearly For All Mankind and then Project Hail Mary. And then was number 3.
Oh, it's Jury Duty.
Jury Duty.
Jury Duty, right. That's my top 3. So 2 space shows and Jury Duty.
That's my top 3 as well, just in a different order. different order. I got For All Mankind at 3, Hail Mary at 1, Jury Duty at 2.
And we both have, I guess, the Rooster at 4
I
and
believe
DTF at 5, I think.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. What about you, Jones? Any difference in the top 3?
I got Project Hail Mary first, probably Rooster second, and I think Bait is third. I'm going to check it out.
Oh, Bait. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Bait is probably right after. Actually, Bait is ahead of DTF St. Louis for me. It's I put that ahead of that, so it's right below the Rooster. That's where I slot that in.
Yeah, Bait is way down the list.
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Bait's like at the bottom of the list for me.
You're gonna regret those words, Levy. I don't know.
I regret many words.
I know you do.
Many words.
I gotta chip away at the work. I got a bigger play to rehearse. I gotta live today like I'm in the race. Show the world I know my own worth. Heavyweight to burden, I persevere. Been persevering since birth. Fight for what we deserve until we reunite Mother Earth. We're rewriting the rule book, rewiring our brains. Deep dive in the framework, yeah, we can be the change. Future's ours to claim if we